Today I'm going to teach you why few professionals can succeed, regardless of the profession. And why do some people differ and are very well paid. And if you do not know me yet, and arrived in this video by chance, before you have the temptation to leave, because it didn't like my face, hold on. Stay to the end. Because you'll understand why maybe you had this impression of, oh, I didn't like her. And staying until the end, you will see how many things no one had told you until today. And why do I know that some people look at me and say, I didn't like that woman. This red hair. This emphatic way of talking, I didn't like her. No, I don't want to stay in this video because many of my students already confessed that to me. They confessed to me that they had the first contact with me and told me, wow, so weird. This cocky red hair. This emphatic way of speaking. But they insisted. They stayed. They discovered fantastic things, which they put into their lives. And today they have not ceased to learn from me. And today have completely changed this impression. I know I have a remarkable way of putting myself in the world. And I will confess that this striking way is exactly what opened so many doors to my life. And today I will stimulate you to start to be a differentiated person, and not one more in the crowd. What I am talking about. Most people are just one in the crowd. And when you are an average person, when you are equal to everyone else, you don't stand out in your profession. You are no longer seen by the customer. So you can't charge a differentiated amount and even more expensive for your product or service. Because you are just one more. The biggest challenge is exactly to be different from the crowd. I know it bothers some people. And we'll have people who will not like you because you are different. However, it pleases many others. And those who are satisfied, they are really pleased. Then they can buy your product or service. Even paying more for it. At Bible we have a passage, where God himself tell us, so, because you are lukewarm, and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. But many of people makes the choice to be lukewarm. And it's not their fault. Our whole society, all our education, all the way our civilization is works, seeks to frame us, to make us become cattle. One more in the crowd. Wanna know why? Because it's easier to lead cattle than people individually. How does society do this to us? If you think about several companies, why do we have the uniform? So that everyone looks the same. Cattle. If we think about most schools, there is the uniform. And why do we have the uniform? So that everyone looks the same. Cattle. Of course that the speech that these institutions use is a noble speech. Oh no. Look, we demand uniforms. Because here we have rich kids and also poor kids. And if everyone is in uniform, no one feels inferior or superior. Alright. It does looks beautiful, right? But we know that is not like our. Because the rich kid can find a way to have a more powerful school bags. They wear jewelry and clocks. They have more expensive cell phones. And the difference appears anyway. Why does society uniforms itself? Why does it uniforms people? Because cattle are more easily to lead. Let's go. Go. And pushes everybody. Media does that with us. The whole environment around us does that with us. You are formatted to have standard answers. Although you feels unique. Although you feel special. We do not realize that there are models being planted in our mind. So that we all answer in the same way. You are conditioned to respond in the same way. And even the brands that want to sell you, they know that. And they find a way to be produced in your head the answer they want. So you can buy this product or service. Patterns are installed. And you do not realize that the pattern are installed. And you will do exactly what is expected. I will show you that. How the patterns are installed. Let's do 2 exercises, 2 tests. And then you will see this in practice. I need you to have paper and pen in hand. If that's the case, pause this video for a little while and go there to get pen and paper. And exercise, that's going to be really cool. But it has to be done in writing. Because I'll ask you to write down a few things and then we'll check out the answers. Agreed? Are you ready? Can I start? So come on. I want you to answer 3 questions that I'm going to ask, but you have to answer very quickly. You can't stop to think. Oh, let me see. Let me think. Let me consult the dictionary or search on Google. No. It is the first answer that comes into mind, so the test can really work. I asked you, then you write down your answer. And do it very fast, because I'm going to move on to the next question very quickly, okay? So first answer that comes, you write down very quickly. Write down the name of 2 flowers. Yes, quickly. Write down the names of 2 flowers there. Quickly, and let's go. Now I want you to write down the name of 2 colors. Quickly and quickly write down the name of 2 colors. Now I want you to write down the names of 2 objects. That's right. 2 objects quickly and quickly. Write down. Very well. Now, we'll see. How is your answers? And I want you to answer in the comments section. I want to know. Who in the 2 flowers wrote Rose or Daisy? One or the both? Whatever. Who wrote Rose or Daisy as the answer? Who in the colors wrote red or blue? Right here in the comments section. Or both, whatever. Who in the objects wrote table, chair, or pen? One or another or the 3 of them? Tell me on the comments section, please. Everybody. Be very honest. Everybody who chose Rose or Daisy. Or both. Who chose the color red or blue, or both. Or who chose one of the objects, table, chair or pen. Or can also be pencil. Write down the comment. And please, really comment so we can see how many people gave this answer. When I make this test in a classroom, where I see you on the other side, I ask to raise their hand. More than 95% of people raise their hands to at least some of these answers. And there are people who raise all the hand in every single answer, like a 100%. And what does this means? That there are standard answers, ready in our head. And these ready-made patterns responses, they make us to have the behaviors that the media wants from us. That the society wants from us. And we end up functioning as a cattle. Let's do another test right now. To make this other test, some people will also might need paper in hand. Because maybe you have to do some maths. And I want you to do exactly what I'm going to ask you. Okay? I want that you choose a number from 1 to 9. You will not tell me the number in the comments section. You will only think or can write down on your paper a number from 1 to 9. Okay? Everybody did? Second step. You will multiply this number by 9. So if you choose 2, for example, 2 multiplied by 9 is 18. Okay? Multiply the number by 9. I who missed some math class, oh my god, how much it is. My number multiplied by 9. Sum there. Multiplies your number by 9. If it was 3, 3 times 9. If it was 4, 4 times 9, right? Multiplies by 9. And write down the result, okay? It's not worth to mistake the multiplication table. Third step. You are going to sum the digits of this multiplication. So imagine that you had chosen 2. 2 times 9 is 18. Now you're going to sum 1 with 8. You will sum the first number with second the number of that number that you wrote down. Did you sum? Alright? Everybody has sum? Okay. Now, you are going to take that number resulted. And you are going to subtract, you will reduce 5. So take that number, minus 5. And wrote down again how much it gave. Okay? Is this number written down already? Now you're going to do the following. You will turn that number that you wrote down there on your sheet, that last one, into letter in the following way. If the number you have written down there is 1, the letter is A2, the letter B3 is letter C4 is the letter D and so on. Transforms that number, that last one that you got, in a letter. Okay? Write down a letter there on your paper. Very well. Now that you've turned it into a letter, I want you to choose a country that begins with that letter. Write down on the paper the name of the country that begins with that letter, that have just result by your sum. Okay? Well, now that you've written the name of the country, I want you to take the 5th letter of this country that you wrote. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Find out what is the 5th letter of this country you wrote there. Draw a circle around the 5th letter of this country. Have you done? Now that you've made a circle around the 5th letter and you already know what that letter is, think in an animal that starts with that letter you have circled. Have you think in some animal? Now that you've thought of an animal that starts with that letter, think of the color that also starts with that letter. That will be the color of your animal. Okay? So now, we have the name of a country. We have the name of an animal. And we have the color of this animal. Do you agree that I let you pick a number from 1 to 9? And I have no idea of what number you have choose? You could have choose any of them? And I have no way to guess the number you choose. Being here on the other side of your phone from your computer? And that I don't have a crystal ball? Okay. But still. I have to say something to you. There's no brown monkeys in Denmark. Did I guess it right? Have you thought Denmark? And thought of a brown monkey? Who thought of a brown monkey in Denmark? Writes down here in the comment. How did I guess? Mental model. There are patterns in our mind. If you haven't thought about it, you probably made the wrong math. Because doing it right, you definitely got the brown monkey in Denmark. You can be sure. Why does this work? Because there are patterns in your head. Because our mind works in a certain way. Because there's a pattern working. And the pattern takes you to the average. But it turns out that if you're on the average, you are just one more in the crowd. And being one more in the crowd, you don't have a different salary. You don't stand out in your profession. You don't stand out in the type of product or service that you offer. Yes. When you are a Marshallese, with this vibrant red hair, talking with this intense voice, saying things kind of crazy, and actually looking like kind of crazy, you dislike many people. But you also pleases a lot of other people. And that's why you stand out. Today I am not just another one. I have more than 600,000 students. A very good revenue in my company, thank God. I risk getting out of the crowd and to be differentiating myself. So maybe you who met me today. At first you didn't like this crazy personality of mine. But know that I can help you a lot. And if you are the type of person who only likes what is standard, it means that you also end up being a standard person. Standards people can't make the difference in the world. Can't make the difference. They can't get better paid. They can't make history. Think about people who made history. Think of Bill Gates. Think of Einstein. Think about people of today. Oprah Winfrey. Think of Tony Robbins. All of them kind of crazy. Think of the amazing and inspiring Chadwick Boseman, which we unfortunately missed in 2020. A differentiated man. They are kind of crazy. They are non-standard people. Non-standard people builds the history. Non-standard people makes the difference. Non-standard people achieve success. Non-standard people transforms the world, because they keep people away from the average. Do you want to be just another one? Or do you want to have the courage to be out of the pattern? Of actually making the difference? And start being an example for other people. Make a difference in the world. Remember, because you are lukewarm, and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. You are special. You was not born to be just another one. And I will help you to do that. I wait for you in my next videos. See you soon.